Good afternoon and welcome to Pakistan Today News from our New York studio. I'm Chris Taylor. The United States has launched large-scale military strikes across Venezuela, with explosions reported in the capital Caracas and surrounding states, triggering widespread panic. U.S. President Donald Trump has claimed that Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife were captured during the operation and flown out of the country, though there is so far no independent confirmation of that claim. Residents in Caracas reported blasts near key military bases and airfields as the government declared a national emergency. Venezuelan authorities have accused Washington of direct aggression and called on citizens to resist, as the situation on the ground remains volatile and fast-moving. Regional reaction has been swift and sharply critical. Latin American leaders are condemning the reported U.S. strikes, warning of a dangerous escalation between Washington and Caracas. Cuba's president described the attacks as what he called state terrorism and urged urgent international action. Colombia's leader rejected any unilateral military move that could endanger civilians. Venezuela's government has declared a state of disturbance, accusing the United States of attacking both civilian and military sites in Caracas and other cities, and again called for national resistance to what it termed a grave act of aggression. Turning now to the Middle East, unrest continues to grip Iran, where protests over a deepening economic crisis have spread to more than 100 cities. At least 10 people have been reported killed during violent clashes between demonstrators and security forces. The protests were sparked by the collapse of Iran's currency and soaring inflation, with rare anti-government chants heard alongside demands for economic relief. U.S. President Donald Trump has warned Tehran against violently suppressing peaceful protesters and suggested possible support, drawing strong condemnation from Iranian officials who accuse Washington of interference in internal affairs. In North America, a powerful 6.5 magnitude earthquake has struck southern and central Mexico near San Marcos in Guerrero State. The quake caused widespread alarm, shaking buildings as far away as Mexico City. At least 2 people have died, dozens were injured, and around 50 houses were damaged or destroyed near the epicenter. Emergency alarms briefly disrupted a presidential press briefing, while authorities reported hundreds of aftershocks as rescue and damage assessment efforts continue. Next, diplomatic efforts are underway for a proposed international stabilization force in Gaza, with talks expected to resume soon in a Middle Eastern capital. The force, central to a U.S.-brokered peace plan, is intended to protect civilians, open humanitarian corridors, and support transitional governance. However, key issues remain unresolved, including the legal mandate, command structure, and whether the force would be tasked with disarming Palestinian groups. Pakistan, Indonesia, Egypt, and others say they may consider joining a mission focused on peace and humanitarian aid, but would refuse participation if disarmament is included. Hamas has warned that any such force would be seen as a party to the conflict, while Islamabad stresses no troop commitments have been made, and decisions will depend on mandate clarity. Now to the United States, and we bring in our correspondent. Let's go to Eric Westwood in New York City.
Thank you, Chris. New York City's newly elected mayor, Zohran Mamdani, was visibly moved during a public session titled "The Mayor is Listening." He became emotional after a Pakistani woman from Lahore praised his leadership, empathy, and honesty, saying he had given hope to many New Yorkers. Mamdani responded warmly in Urdu, recalling his own visit to Lahore and thanking her for her words. The moment has drawn widespread attention, reflecting the city's diversity and the mayor's close engagement with immigrant communities.
Thank you, Eric. Finally tonight, back here in Pakistan, a new government survey shows that Pakistani families are now spending nearly 2/3 of their income on basic necessities such as food and electricity. The Household Integrated Economic Survey 2024-25 reveals that while average incomes have increased, the cost of essentials has risen even faster. This has left households with very limited resources for education, healthcare, or recreation. The report also highlights a growing dependence on foreign remittances and informal financial support, underscoring the deepening cost of living crisis facing many across the country. That's all for now. You're watching Pakistan Today News. I'm Chris Taylor.